Okay, so hello everyone. I know I haven't made one of these videos in a while, but welcome back to another episode of Ricky's Reviews, my movie review series, which, who knows, maybe it will become more than movie reviews coming soon. Hint, teaser. I don't know. But yeah, so today I decided let's cover something that has been on the polls for a while, and it most recently just won the poll. So today we are covering, drumroll please, the 2023 film Barbarian. This movie. Boy, do I have a lot to say about this movie. Or maybe I don't have a lot to say. Who knows? I remember when I first watched this movie, we'll start with that, why not? When I first watched this movie, it was 2 summers ago. It was a late night. I got bored. I'm like, hey, I wonder what horror movie I should watch. And I saw this one first. And I'm like, oh, I heard that this one was really weird. Maybe I'll watch it. And if you watch, I hope you guys watch this before I post a review. But you really have to see it for yourself, to be honest, before you watch the movie. Like, my review will not do justice how good this film is. It is a good horror movie. It's overall just a good movie in general. If this wasn't a horror movie and it was just a story about... I don't even know how to get into the plot with this. I've just got so much to say. But I'll start with like a little breakdown synopsis. So, the movie starts with our two characters here. Keith and... I cannot remember what the girl's name is. Hold on. I gotta, like, check before... So, I'll just check before I end up, like, messing this up. Yeah, so it starts with two people, Tess and Keith. Tess is coming to an Airbnb late one night, and she sees that someone's already in the house. So she gets confused, and she knocks on the door and she meets Keith. And Tess is a little apprehensive of it, but she decides to stay in the house that night, and Keith is trying to make her as comfortable as possible, but Tess is kind of just keeping to herself. And they are going about the house the next morning, because Tess finds her door open, she's confused. She ends up going into the basement and finds a door. A locked door. One leading to a latch. And when she pulls said latch, she finds this secret labyrinth and a room of things that I will not discuss because I'd probably get age restricted or maybe even copyrighted. Actually, no. I'm gonna get copyrighted either way. These always get copyrighted. But yeah, they go into that dungeon, I will call it, or labyrinth, and they find something. I'm not even gonna say what it is. Just wait till I play my favorite scene of the movie and you'll see what it is. And then, after that, what happens to them in the dungeon, which I will not discuss, sorry, for a few minutes, it cuts to this character, Justin. Now, he is this movie podcast guy. No, he's not. He's a movie star. And this movie star, he is the one who owns the Airbnb, and he's the one who double rented it out to these two people. So he's the one who causes this whole situation. And he's this rich guy who ends up making a mistake, a very fatal mistake, when he does something to this woman. And it ends up really biting him in the ass. So he ends up kind of just being down on his luck, goes back to the Airbnb that he rented out, starts going through the people's stuff, and finds himself entrapped in the situation. And with the thing in the labyrinth, I'll say. And then with the rest of the plot of the movie, they are trying to escape this thing, and it ends up killing... I'll get to the spoiler part now. It ends up killing Keith and Justin at the end of the movie, and Tess manages to escape from this creature. And I will say, I do really like how they did the marketing for this movie. How they don't really show you, as you can see with the trailers now, they don't show you what it is. But now, my favorite scene in the movie. So Tess is going through the labyrinth. She ends up finding Keith crawling on the ground, because she was searching for him. Sorry for the volume bar right there. But then Tess ends up trying to convince him to try to, like, oh, we gotta go. Keith's like, no, there's something in here, down here with me. And at this moment, this is usually where it's like, oh, all hell's about to break loose. And, as you can tell by how I'm talking, all hell definitely breaks loose. And let's just say, if you do not like seeing gruesome stuff, then you're not gonna watch what happens next. Yes, it is attacked by this creature in the cave, and it slams his face into the wall I remember I watched this with my brother. I watched this with my brother, and I'm like, what the heck? Oh, I don't even. Yeah, it's just. So the creature, what it is, I'll explain. What the secret is hiding in the movie is that this house used to belong to an older man that was a very sick man. He ended up captive. He ended up having captive girls in that labyrinth basement thing, and recorded himself doing things to them. So, and what happened is he ended up making a child with one of these women, and then did something to the child, creating this deformed looking creature called the mother, or human, I should say, called the mother. That's what it's labeled as in the movie, and mostly online it's labeled as that. I don't think it's ever actually said in the film, so apologize for that. And it's this really creepy scene where Justin is going through the tunnels, and you think that the monster's gonna pop out, but no, he finds this room at the end of the labyrinth after being chased by the monster, and he finds this old man in here. Now, flashbacks from the movie showed this old man, Frank, was the one who committed these heinous acts against these women, and he's been keeping himself in that room to hide himself from the monster. And so Justin ends up going into the room, and he finds this collection of tapes. Now, as you can see in the trailer and in the movie, there is a setup with a camera and a bed, and with that, and with the character of Frank, you can almost guess what that is. I don't even want to describe it. And the videotapes are what you think they are. And he ends up watching this, realizes that this Frank was the one who did this. Frank pulls out a gun, and AJ thinks, oh no, he's gonna shoot me. But no, he ends up shooting himself after I don't even know. Frank's suicide was the most random part of the movie because you don't expect it. So it's just like, oh my gosh, this movie's so weird on so many levels. So yeah, that is Barbarian. Now, what I like about the movie, I liked the creepiness of it. I liked the setting, that it kept to one setting except for the flashback bits. It was very enclosed setting, and I liked that because it kind of like elevated the theme of the movie more, that they couldn't really escape this labyrinth as they tried to escape, and they kept getting dragged back in. So that's one thing I liked about the movie. I liked the design of the creature. I don't know if I should call it creature or person, since it technically is a person. The mother, or I should say the killer. I really love the design, because it's just like this. You never think of this as like a horror movie idea. That's what I like about it. It's such a random like concept, and it just gets turned into a movie. And yeah, so that is what I liked about Barbarian. I can't really think of any dislikes. I mean, the pacing's always something in a movie that I never really liked, but the action was pretty good, and like you always feel like you're on the edge of your seat. There were just some moments where the pacing was slow, but other than that, I can't really think of any other dislikes I have with the film. If I had to rate this movie, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.